those of you that are returning, those of you that are new, welcome to my platform. My name is Astraea Love, and I am going to do a reading for you guys today. So I hope everybody has had a good day. God bless you guys. Thank you for being here. I suggest that you guys watch all of the readings on both platforms. I have another platform called the Psychic Tarot Angel Oracle. On that platform, we are working to getting to 1,000 subscribers. Once we get to 1,000 subscribers, then I can start taking $20 super chats per question. So on this platform, if you have a personal question, you can send me a $20 super chat and I will pause the collective reading and I will answer your question. Okay. That is the way that I am helping people. And I set a 20-minute timer to keep me on time so that it doesn't go too long. If you have more than one question, that's okay. Make sure you guys state your questions the best way that you can so that I can understand what it is that you're needing help with. And if you have questions, more questions about a different subject, then that would probably be another 20 minutes on if it's a different question. So anyways, take advantage of that while it's here, because in the future I'm going to be making it so that I have a membership. Well, I have a membership now, but I haven't been doing much with it. In the future, I'm going to probably have my membership and then do live readings where I answer questions for the people for $20 on that. So right now, we're still in the phase of building this platform. So take advantage of the $20 super chat thing. Because in the future, you'll have to be a member to even do that. And I think by making it a membership, it's going to cut down on the amount of bullying that I go through, because the people that will pay for the membership will be people that really fuck with me, that really care about me, and probably not bullies. You know what I mean? And so, it's just one way to cut down the bullying, I guess. Okay, so God bless you guys. I hope you're having an awesome day. Before we get into the prayer and everything, or you know what, we'll go ahead and do the prayer right now. So if you guys could like the video, share this content, let other people know about it. I would greatly appreciate it, you guys. It helps the platform so much when you guys do that, when you leave a comment, when you like, when you share, you subscribe, all of that stuff is so important, and it keeps me feeling like the messages are resonating, and so that, that it's worth devoting so much of my time and energy. Okay, so we are calling upon the Most High God and the Holy Spirit, Jesus Christ, the Ascended Masters, our spirit guides, our guardian angels, the archangels, and we're asking that all of that and all of our spiritual team of highest light and resonance, including the Galactic Federation and our Starseed family, please put a protective shield around us, but uncloak us so that we can be seen to the people that need to hear these messages. And then also, just thank you, God, for everything that you do. Please shield us from all negativity, anyone or anything that would try to negatively influence or impact this reading in any way. I pray for the highest light, the highest wisdom, the highest knowledge, and the highest truth to be revealed to me and to my collective, and I pray for my subscribers. So make sure you guys subscribe. So now as I call upon your personal favor, God, please continue to bless and prosper this platform. Please continue to bless and prosper me and my subscribers. And thank you for everything. Higher self, thank you, thank you, thank you. Divine realm, thank you, thank you, thank you. We love you, we love you, we love you. All glory, honor, worship, and praise goes to our higher selves, God, the divine realm. For everything that I do, I wouldn't be shit without God. I would not even be anything at all without God. So, all right. So, oh yeah, the contract. By watching my readings, you're agreeing to the contract of being in control of yourself, being responsible for yourself, and with any of the information being channeled. Please be on your best behavior, because Most High God is watching and the Holy Spirit is listening. By watching my readings, you're agreeing to not attack, bully, or persecute me for my calling. Also, this contract includes no copyright, no gatekeeping, no shadow banning, no bullying me, anybody in the comments, or anybody in the chat. Everybody is allowed to have their own perspective, but what's not allowed is religious condemning or bullying or any type of sexual weird shit or condemning. Is mainly it. It's like condemning. Okay. So that goes, judging people goes against the Bible. Judge, Matthew 7, 1-5, judge not that you be not judged. Romans 2, 1-3, you therefore have no excuse, you who pass judgment on someone else, for at whatever point you judge another, you are condemning yourself, because you who pass judgment do the same things. Okay, so now I'm going to be talking about the two books that are in the description box below. I've also, well, I'll tell you about the other thing in a second. The first book, why do I talk about these books every time? Because when people ask me, oh, how are you doing what you're doing? Where do you get this information from? Da 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 da. Okay, I've always been psychic, but like the majority of my life, I felt trapped in the psychic realm, just feeling like I was a victim to the experiences that I was going through spiritually. And I was in religion and it did not do anything to help or just to do any, it just didn't do anything at all. And so um it is what it is. I'm not dissing religion. I'm just telling you my story, like how I got to where I'm at now. So when I came across the truth of God and I started using the techniques in it, that's when I really gained a real connection with God through the God technique. The God technique raises you out of your ego. And when I first started doing the God technique, it was like my consciousness was here, stuck in my ego. God's consciousness is a way higher vibration. It's way up here. It was like, woo, like an elevator ride. The more that you do it, the less of that elevator ride there is. And like everybody has the ability to focus and connect within to God. That's why the kingdom of heaven is within, but it needs to be focused upon. If like when we come in as babies, we have that connection to be able to focus in with God, but that we acclimate to our physical world. And then if that connection is not fostered, it can fade away, but it doesn't mean that it can't be focused upon again. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay. So the God technique helps you to rise above whatever's going on. The joy versus anger technique is a technique that you'll see me using when I'm asking yes and no questions and I'm getting a response back. I'm not asking spirits, I'm asking my higher self, God, and everyone and everything's higher self is God. The 1 to 10 technique, like this book will teach you how to ask yes and no questions. It teaches you the 1 to 10 technique, which is like 1 being the worst compatible, 10 being the most compatible. This book will teach you how to, figure out what number it is. And then if you're a good question asker, you can ask questions to see, just depends what your abilities are, but you can ask questions to see why it's that number. Usually I will just see with my other abilities why the compatibility is the number that is. Okay, and that's the 1 to 10 technique that you see me use. And then the mind technique is an extremely important technique because it helps you get rid of the mental and emotional baggage that you're dragging around that's creating and influencing your reality. Okay, and so like people that only focus on the outside of themselves trying to fix things with spells or whatever, and I'm not dissing anybody that does spells if they're doing it in a positive way and for themselves, not on nobody else, but going within and clearing the beliefs that cause that situation to come in is a necessary thing, and then by clearing the beliefs, after you clear the beliefs that are causing the situation, then you could go back in with positive affirmation and you would manifest things very quickly because your affirmation would be in alignment with with basically what you want. You won't have all those conscious and subconscious counter beliefs, focusing on the lack of it or whatever the restriction is blocking you. Okay. All right. The second book that I'm going to talk about is a book that I've written, but I didn't just write it by myself. I wrote this book with Visago. Visago is a very he's an Ars Goetia spirit that maps the human consciousness along with tarot. This is a very high in demand spirit that people want to work with. Okay. So anyways, so God and I came up with a book that people can use over and over and over again. And we wrote this book off of the original Rider-Waite deck, Riderwaite. Okay, if you are wanting to learn to read cards for yourself and for others, this is the deck you want to start with, because any other tarot deck, like this Twin Flame tarot deck, comes off of the original interpretation of this. Now, I did add in, because the links to these books are in the description box below, I added in, it's like a $10 tarot deck, a link to that. Okay, I think it's on eBay is the link that I added, but it's a deck that's got the picture and it's got descriptions on it. And that makes it just way easier to read the deck with the descriptions on the card. I didn't find any decks that were this exact format because this is a very, very old deck, but I did find other ones that are basically the picture's just a little bit smaller, but it has the words and the elements and zodiac signs on it and everything that you need. Okay. So, Yeah, I would go ahead and invest and just get the one that, or you could even do a Google search of original Rider-Waite tarot deck with descriptions on cards, see what it pulls up. I saw one really, really cheap for it was like $3, maybe 333 on TikTok, but I didn't use that link because it was on sale right now, and I don't know if that person's going to sell out and continue to carry them or whatnot. Okay, because I just don't know about TikTok Shop. So anyways, so what you'll need to do the readings in this book, because this book has different tarot card spreads for the major arcana cards. The major arcana cards are the major transitions, like the Lovers, the Hierophant, the Emperor, the Empress. Um, it starts off with a 14 zodiac tarot card spread that has 2 card positions that you pull for. The first card position will be probably your south node, the second, or maybe it's your north node, but either way, you pull 2 cards for each of the zodiac positions, and one is your south node where your ego's at, and the other one's your north node where your destiny's at, and then the spell that goes along with it. And these are spells you do with God and the Holy Spirit and your higher self, not with any. They're like, don't have you work with any type of thing. Oh, also, this psychic tarot zodiac spell that helps you step into your own destiny. It also is a money spell because it involves getting a feng shui money plant, which are like extremely cheap they're extremely cheap on the internet to buy, but you can go to your local like Home Depot, whatever the plant stores are, and just ask for that, and that people will be, oh, I know what you're talking about. It's like literally $3 to $6 per plant. For those of you that I suggest that everybody get one. To be quite honest, I really, really do. Sometimes they're a little bit more depending on what type of money tree plant, but you can even do this spell without having the money tree yet. But I suggest that you do this ritual because it does bring about abundance and prosperity. So I'm going to read a little bit from one of the tarot card positions. I'll read from the Chariot. Okay, so the Chariot is number 7. The answer is yes, the zodiac is Cancer. The Chariot can represent a vehicle. Your body is a vehicle for your soul. Your car is a vehicle for your body. The Chariot can also represent the police. It is a card of success, confidence, and determination. The Chariot shows victory over illness, enemies, and financial problems. The goals of the Chariot are achieved through self-control, willpower, and discipline. Hard work pays off. Stay focused on the battle at hand. Take satisfaction in your accomplishments, but avoid arrogance. You are established and respected. Respect has been earned. The Chariot is in a position of power. Position, you'll pull 1 card for each position. Position 1 is the Star Crown. This card position shows you the higher intellect. If you are compatible to work in law enforcement or as a detective, spy, CIA agent, or FBI agent or other informant, you will pull the Chariot card for this position, which will reveal, and then it says this position can reveal to you the star of destiny that is guiding you towards your greatest soul mission and divine light. What spiritual power and authority that you have or hold may come through the card for this position. Position 2 is the wand/staff. This card position shows you the personal navigational system that you have created to follow your divine path. If you are about to go on a pilgrimage, this card can show you how things may go. The wand/staff directs you towards the completion of your goals. Where does this lead you? If you pull the Ace of Wands tarot card for this position, it could indicate that your future career position could be directly linked to your own creativity. And then the Chariot tarot card spells to remove obstacles. The Strength tarot card spells to become stronger. The Wheel of Fortune is to attain good fortune. The Lovers is to draw love into one's life. The Justice is to create justice. The Hangman is to sacrifice things that are no longer serving you. And by doing the spell with the tarot card and with the like affirmation prayer that will be with it, that goes with it, and whatever little ritual, yeah, like this last judgment one, you do an invocation with Archangel Gabriel. I invoke, draw, and evoke, draw the Most High God source and the Archangel Gabriel into my soul and my whole life to bring about a righteous last judgment so that I may transition into the truth of who I am for the new aeon of Aquarius. Thank you, Holy Spirit, for guiding my mind and my heart to the Most High God source of all things. All praise and glory be to you, God of my heart. Yeah, and then there's another one that I pray to the Most High God for justice and righteous judgment on all known and unknown, seen and unseen treacherous energies that seek the ruin of my soul. I call for the last judgment and for Archangel Gabriel to blow his trumpet on those who are trying to harm me and my family, or my family. I ask that the Most High God and the Holy Spirit help me to cleanse and clear my energy of all abuse of power and obstruction of justice. I give permission to the last judgment to be called on my behalf so that an end can be brought to those who are stalking, harassing, and or stealing from my life. Furthermore, I rebuke all lower vibrational energies being sent to me from my hidden enemies. Defend me, O Lord my God, against the wicked ones who haunt my life, and call for the last final judgment and for justice on all of this strife. Amen. So that's what I mean when I say it's guided by God and the Holy Spirit. Okay, so in the back of the book, I'll read from the chariot part. I have a compendium of knowledge of what it could mean when you get the major arcana cards coming out one next to another. And yeah, it does mean something. So I've written everything that I've seen down, but of course I'm always learning new card combinations. Like it would be impossible to have every single one in here, but like I said, I did my best to give you guys an understanding of what it could mean. And then always use your own intuition, and I would get the Truth of God by Michael Steadman and use that. So you can be asking yes and no additional questions. Keeps going by these one pages too fast. Come on. There it is. Okay, so I'm going to read from the chariot. So often the chariot is associated with a vehicle and fast-moving energy. This vehicle could be the Merkaba light vehicle, a vehicle car, or the vehicle for which you have life, which is your body. The chariot can also be related to the authorities or the police. If you pull the chariot in the reverse, it could indicate that you are dealing with corrupt, crooked police officers. It also can mean that you are being illegally surveillanced by the authorities. If you pull the chariot with the Justice Tarot card, it could indicate that the justice system may be involved. If you pull the chariot and then pull the Empress in the reverse, it could indicate that DCFS or Child Protective Services may be involved. If you pull the chariot card and then pull the Devil card, it could indicate that an officer of law is possessed or under the influence of demons. If you pull the chariot and then the Eight of Swords card, it could indicate that someone will be going to jail or prison in the future, especially if they stay on the same path. If you pull the chariot and then the Eight of Cups, it can indicate that the authorities have to walk away from their investigation of you or whoever you are reading for. And it just keeps going and going and going, you guys. But check this out, okay? Check this out. It's called Visago Tarot Card Spreads and Spells. I've put in the description box below the link to both of these books. They're going to be life-changing for you. You can use the tarot card spreads and spells in this over and over again, and you will use techniques in this book every day. I would hope that you would be intelligent enough to realize what a gift this is, being able to ask questions and get an immediate answer back. That way you can be divinely led through life, not just running around making decisions. Like I said, I wish I would have came across this book when I was younger, because I really needed it, and there was nothing like even remotely close to that. And there's so many other techniques than just the ones I talked about in that book. Anybody that gets that book and doesn't use it is foolish as hell, because it's literally changed my life, and I've seen it change other people's lives as well. Okay, you guys, so the energy that I have for you, also, just to let you guys know, oh, you guys are so welcome. Thank you guys for everything. Just to let you know that if any of you have any personal questions, you can send me a $20 super chat with your question, and I will pause the collective reading, and I'll answer your question. So my body is vibrating. I'm not for sure why, but we're going to figure out what that's about. Maybe there's some Kundalini. Is it Kundalini energy? Yes. Okay, so is there Kundalini energy activating? I'm like, what's going on with the vibration? Interesting. So the change that's coming in is one that's like inevitable. It's always been a change that was going to happen, you know, where it says like the last will be first and the first will be last. The people that are in power now, and not all of them are corrupt and evil, but the ones that are, well, they're fleeing the country, the majority of them. But there's so much like crazy shit going on right now. It's like really hard to go through anything like what it brings up through YouTube and other systems where something is going to be like super triggering. So just be aware of what you're consuming, what you're listening to. You know, we can be tricked so easily. It's really sad. Like the way the AI and stuff like that. Like I heard yesterday, I watched this video clip and it was of Jelly Roll. Like this is just a strange thing, but it was of Jelly Roll. The video clip was he was talking about Jeffrey Epstein and saying all of these really weird comments. And I didn't, so somebody made a video about how Jelly Roll's like not a Christian, not a good person. And I watched it because I like Jelly Roll. Great musician. Anyways, come to find out the next day, so like I was completely deceived by that, okay, because I didn't know the context of the video when they showed the clip. Then today I see on another, you know, like a short, and it's talking about Jelly Roll, and I'm like, oh, okay, well, I want to hear what this person says. I clicked on it, and the thing that I was listening to that they made the whole video on, he was reading somebody else's comment off of social media. And that was not actually his real words. And so the person that posted that video on social media to deceive everybody is a manipulative bitch, dude. Seriously. So anyways, you just have to understand that you could be tricked. And I felt so stupid after that because the person that I clicked on their little short or reel, whatever the short videos are on YouTube, I clicked on that and it shows the full video where he says he's reading this person's comment. And I'm like, you have got to be joking me. So just know that the things that you're seeing, like, and there's so many videos that come up that I know are AI created or generated of celebrities beating each other up and being in the hospital, all this fake news. It's like, what in the fuck is this shit? So just know that with all of this fake news going on, you just have to stay centered in yourself. Try not to get overstimulated. Try not to get triggered. Do your best, okay? And we're going to see what this change has to do with, but I literally get that it's like the people that were in power are no longer going to have power. They're upset about that. They're losing. See, a lot of these celebrities are not even liked by people. People don't even follow them. They have bots. They like purchase bots to follow and like their shit. Just to let you guys know that. That's how they maintain popularity. It's all a fucking illusion. Like I said, it's all an illusion. If y'all just knew the illusions. So just know that when you listen to your own inner guidance, okay? Because I had a weird feeling when I was watching that movie or the video about Jelly Roll, and I was like feeling sad because I thought that he was a good guy. I was like, it seems kind of weird to me that somebody would be saying this type of stuff, but then on the sidelines on Christmas Day, they're feeding the homeless. Like, because I know stuff about Jelly Roll, and he does very good things for people. He's very kind. He feeds the homeless, helps go every type of community he goes to. He is helping the community. So yeah, it was like not adding up. 1 and 1 was not equaling 2. And I was like going, that's like really weird. Like, why would somebody go to the lengths that they go to help be charitable and help the public if they were really like this evil person? And so anyways, I'm not perfect. I get deceived sometimes, but I always end up figuring out the truth. Spirit's always going to bring forward whatever I need to see or know about to show me the truth. So I can go, okay, yeah, I'll make my own assessment. You know what I mean? You will know people by their fruits, and his fruits did not match up whatever they were trying to push about him. I can tell you that much already. So let's see. What does the tarot have to say? 8 of Swords. That these people are going to jail. They're going to be restricted. Obviously. I mean, that's an obvious thing. Interesting. So, yeah, like I said, they're fleeing the country. A lot of these celebrities and shit like that. They're pointing the finger at everybody else and fleeing the country. Some of them. I mean, there's been whistleblowers, like, for a long time, obviously. But nobody believed all these people that came forward and said the same shit. It's weird to me that people didn't believe it until now. It's like, yo, like all of these people have been saying this shit for a long time now. It'd be weird to not believe it. Four of Wands. I feel like these people, they fear your ability to create projects and not need like if this is like the music industry or the Hollywood business or whatever. Again, I believe that Hollywood is some type of very dark cult coven. And they're into humiliation rituals and all sorts of weird shit. Energy harvesting. But yeah. Yeah, your creative goals being released to the public. This is what these people are afraid of, is a regular schmegular, actual talented people stepping up and taking their place. Gifted, talented, wise, smart, you know. And they have every right to be afraid of that, because that's exactly what's happening. They have definitely manifested their fear with that one. Timing is everything. Seven of Wands. The regular schmegular people have had to been defending ourselves, standing up for ourselves, defending our work, defending our projects, because these people who think that they're, you know, the best things since sliced bread, even though they've done things that I'm not going to say you can't come back from, but I would just say like very horrendous things that any normal person, like you want fame that bad that you'll do that. Like you have got to be fucked up. Like I don't even want fame. I think it looks to me like it's a curse. It does not look like a blessing. Because, you know, anybody that's got money, people are going to be coming for that money. That's why financial freedom is better than being the most wealthiest person in the world. Seven of Swords is what just flew out. These people are trying to run away, not even looking where they're going, might I add. That is hilarious to me. Trying to run away from their past while not even looking while they're going. And they're carrying swords. That's a whole nother level of stupid. You see that this person is looking behind them to see what's gonna be done with those two swords that are left there. They need to be worried about the fact that they're running with swords and be looking ahead of them, not looking behind them. But that's what these people are doing. They're running scared. They're afraid of repercussions, and these people are like, oh, it's all speculation. It's not. It's in physical files that have been released and documents released to the public. It is not just speculation, bitch. There's also evidence called pictures and stuff. You know what I mean? These celebrities think that they can come back from this. They need to just focus on wherever they're going and staying there permanently and never ever doing anything in Hollywood ever again. I'm serious. Because this is happening. Nine of Swords. These people could be crying, grieving. What did they think was going to happen? Did these people fucking really think that, did they really actually think that they would be able to get away with this shit forever? Like, with sacrificing others, the hangman? Like, seriously, what did these people think? That they would be able to sacrifice others forever? It's no longer the age of Pisces. You can't just sacrifice somebody, you know, like how Jesus was sacrificed. You can't just sacrifice a child or somebody and get fame. Now the energies that are like Baal, Moloch, and whatever the fuck else exists out there that works with fame, these energies are like, yeah, the time of this transaction is over. Okay? That's over and done with now. There is no more, you know, oh, go sell your soul to the devil and get fame. No, that's not going to happen anymore. And yeah, it's got a whole dark community mad, but oh well. They want to make everybody else have to protect themselves and stand up for themselves because they're fucking predators. Seriously, that's what they've been doing to the general population, creating trails of victims. And again, when you create a victim and you don't unalive that victim, you're going to have that victim eventually speak out against whatever was done and come for you. We're seeing this with the country England, like the king's brother being put in the tower. Like there hasn't been a royal person put in the fucking tower for 90 years. Like that's a long time. You know what I mean? And now he's in the tower because of these files. And yeah, it's just crazy. So you just have to understand that if you are meant to be seen, your work is meant to be known, you're meant to be in the spotlight, that will be what happens for you. These people, you know, they're weird and delusional, and they just need to be flushed down the toilet, flushed out of our system. And don't idolize people. You know what I mean? No, I mean, the thing that I watched was talking about that he's put in the tower with like a bucket to shit in, waiting for trial. He's got to go through an entire trial. Yeah, absolutely. Which seems just, because they interviewed him years ago, years and years ago, about an allegation that was made against him. And this person avoided the question and made the most retarded comment when they were like, so did you actually abuse this child named so and so? And he was like, I have a sweating problem. What the fuck does that have to do with anything? And he just keeps going on and on about that and lies, but is basically lying. That's crazy. I mean, if that somebody didn't sniff that shit out and be like, yo, slap his ass. Somebody needs to slap him, dude. Seriously. Be like, I'm going to ask you again. Let's try this again. I'm just kidding. Nobody needs to slap him. But I really feel like the people of England are like losing it. Because they've been led to believe that their king and all of these royal people are the best thing in the world. And come to find out, some of them are great. You know, Princess Diana was awesome. Some of them are really good people. Some of them are not that great of people. Come to find out, it is what it is. This is like the time of truth. Ace of Wands. Whatever you guys like, literally, whatever you put into motion, the universe is going to back. So if you are putting into motion protecting your projects and protecting your come up, because that's what I get, it's like a glow up, you know, that's a good thing. It's going to be protected. This is a great time for you guys to begin new projects and to, if you want to get into the industry, start to do that. 8 of Pentacles to start this work that you have. No, the punishment for, or the, what I would say, what is it called? The punishment for abusing your office, your power in office or whatever over in England is life in prison. So he's facing a life in prison, which he's most likely going to get. But yeah. It's probably be a nice ass prison, but you know what I'm saying? It's still being restricted forever. This 8 of Pentacles work that you do, that you're applying yourself at, you know, is going to bring you auspicious profits in ways that you never thought that you could be blessed. You will be blessed. This devil energy that these people work with to sacrifice others, sacrifice to the devil. These people are grieving because the devil is a liar. And I don't know why they ever thought that the devil was going to tell them the truth about this stuff, but it didn't. Surprise, surprise. Now, there is black magic that people can do that doesn't involve the devil, but this, whatever this shit is, it has to do with a higher dimensional entity, energy, demon, whatever you want to call it, devil. It's not like a Lucifer thing, but, you know, again, I do not think that Lucifer is the devil, but there are lower vibrational energies that, like Baal Malak type thing. And that's what I get that this is more of that type of energy. Interesting. These people have made a lot of sacrifices to this entity, and they thought that this shit was like the one thing that would get them through. Come to find out, it just doesn't go in this new era. It's like people are awakening now. People are awakening to the truth, and you know, the devil, and I don't even like to think of it like there's a traditional devil that is trying to get us, okay? But there are these manipulative ass extraterrestrial, like, I don't even know what to call them. They're not human. Energies, okay? Energies that want to trick people because for whatever reason, they like to. I don't know. But yeah, they like to trick people. And all of this was a trick. It was a major trick that was being done. But these people that are being pushed out of their positions, that are like literally losing that followers and all this other stuff, these people, they were worshiping this thing like the people back in the day did with before King Solomon. King Solomon had to build his temple in the spot where they sacrificed to Moloch or Baal, whichever one it was, because people would not stop doing it. They were like, no, this system works. Like, seriously, that's how long this shit has been going on for. So just to let you know, this is an ending to that. That's what we're looking at here. 6 of Cups. This is what I'm talking about. Stop feeding your children to the flames of Moloch or Baal or whatever. Sacrificing children to the devil. These people are going to go to jail for that. I mean, they're already going to hell. And again, I do know that hell is real because I've been there. I used to live there. I came from hell a long time ago. But to me, it was home. It was not a bad place. But it is for humans that go there. Human people, when they die, it's not a good place. Sometimes when I have to pull people out of their... Like, okay, so people would come to me in the metaphysical store. I would do readings for them, and they would be like, my Mima died, or my auntie died, or whoever, and I haven't had a visitation from them. I haven't felt them. I haven't had a visitation, haven't had a dream of them. And then they would be like, can you see what's going on with that? And sometimes people would be obviously not able to visit because they were in hell. But the way that I see it is it's a hell that they make for themselves. Even though there is a collective hell, it's a lower vibrational state that they make for themselves. So I would pull people out of hell, and then the angels help with healing them and stuff like that and fixing them. But yeah, I would be like, oh, and that was always an awkward thing, because me and the other psychic that I work with, we pick up on the same stuff. And it's like, oh, it's real awkward to be like, oh, your so-and-so loved one sent themselves to hell. And there's many different hells. There's a different hell for every type of part of the world and every type of mythology, okay? Because it's a mental construct. So when you die, if you believe that you are bad, that you made mistakes, and that you deserve to go to hell or whatever, then that's where you send yourself, because it goes off of your belief system. 10 of Wands. But when spirits are crossed over to the light, to where God's at, the positive realm, I would definitely say that they do not change their personality or anything. They just, become a little bit better. They're not all fucked up. And so then they can go visit many people at once. The 10 of Wands is these people are burdened because they made so many sacrifices. It's just like, obviously common sense that you can't, it's an abuse of free will. This is why these people are in trouble. You can't sacrifice somebody else. These people could sacrifice themselves, but they wouldn't. Sometimes you have to understand that, like, when people are getting a lot of fame and clout and money and stuff, how they're doing it is because they're getting whatever they're going to be rewarded. They're getting that payment right now in this life. And then after this life, they ass is going to hell, and they ain't going to have anything. And again, you don't need money in hell or heaven, but I'm just saying, like, it doesn't just have to do with money. It could be fame, clout, whatever. But they're getting their reward right now, where a lot of us who are good people, we get our rewards in our next life, in the afterlife, and now. Okay, when you do good things come to you. You will also have some things that don't feel so good, but that is just the nature of having duality. Okay, if you didn't have one thing, you couldn't understand the other. If you didn't have the lack of love, you wouldn't understand what it was like to be loved. Knight of Cups, speaking of that. So, like, literally, these people are burdened because they think that they can be very charming and charm people. And they also think that this devil energy is going to be able to do something for them. It's not. Page of Wands. This Knight of Cups could have a Page of Wands. These people need to just like let it go. This change was always going to happen. Anybody that's dumb enough to think that they can just continue to commit things, bad things over and over again, you know. Oh, Fenrir. I love Fenrir. Yeah. Yeah, Fenrir is not bad. I mean, if you look at Ragnarok and the whole thing that went down, all of that shit was created because of fear. Because Odin had a vision and was afraid. Like, kind of ridiculous. But yeah. Odin feared Loki's children to the point it was like, gotta catch them all, just like Pokemon, gotta catch them all. Oh, so look, you guys, you just have to understand the transition of power. This is like an awakening for you to realize that your work is actually going to be seen. Whatever you've been seeding into is going to give back to you. This Seven of Cups illusion is not your guys' energy. It's not even the public's energy anymore. I feel like there's a whole layer or a veil maybe that's being lifted off of this whole situation. So this will give you the opportunity to see things with a new eye. That way you can call your power back and release any type of idolizing other people. In any type of way, strength. Because we should just really want to be more like our higher self. Like the more that we focus with God and move our vibration to be, you know, in alignment with our higher self, which is God, the more positive we're going to become, the more God-like we're going to become. And so that's why the God technique, that's what it does. It's a form of apotheosis, but it's through self-awareness and raising your vibration and your consciousness. The Seven of Cups is like, these people are stuck in their shadow. They don't see any other way out other than, you know, putting the responsibility on something else. And yeah, it's not happening. You're too strong. The work that you do and the work that you've created is too strong. These people are going to have to make payments. They could already be paying people off. I mean, they just, you know, they're going to be found out for being crooks and cowards and people that wanted to keep the rest of everybody else, like, wanted to keep the rest of everybody else subservient and worshiping them and, you know, that type of thing. And it's not going to happen anymore. Yeah, these people, stars, celebrities, people in the limelight, they want everybody else to feel like they're not enough, which is completely not true. Once you know yourself, once you know your real self, God, you are enough. And like I said, you know, my past life or the life before this one, possibly even including this one, I've been Loki. I've been, you know, a trickster spirit in the past and had to use tricks to, you know, help the Aesir and stuff. So I remember a lot, thousands and thousands of years of that. And I've had to deal with a lot of karmic bullshit that comes in because of things I did in the past. But I will tell you, you can be redeemed. Doesn't matter what you've done or what you think about yourself, you can be redeemed. These people don't want you to know that you have the ability to save yourself. And once you start tapping into the energy of your higher self, God, going within your own connection, you build such a strength and a power that it's unstoppable. And this is like why they keep putting shit in our food. Like they put chemicals and things in the food that don't need to be in there, so that it clogs up our system and we don't have a spiritual connection. So we can't have like a Kundalini awakening type thing. And again, you know, I've asked so many times, is this Kundalini before? And it was always no. And today I got, oh, there is something Kundalini going on. So there could be a shift in vibration. I'm definitely feeling it in the throat chakra, the third eye chakra, the heart chakra, the root chakra, the solar plexus chakra. That's almost all of them. Queen of Wands here. Diabolical. Okay, the Queen of Wands is like a witch. And we're not trying to say that there's nothing wrong with black cats, okay? But I will say that the Queen of Wands is usually a witch. These people, these famous people, they do have witches and warlocks that they pay all of the time. like to do spells for them on the general public so that people buy their records and worship them or whatever else, watch their movies or whatever else. So you just, I'm always asking, should I go to this concert? Should I go to that concert? And then I clear the witchcraft that is behind all of it so that if I do want to go, I'm not going to be subjected to some type of satanic ritual, because that's what it is. Not all of them, but I would say a lot of them are. A lot of them. Judgment. So these people, they're up under judgment. Contractual issues with the devil because their contract is up. It's up. The game is up. The joke is up. These people need to find a new career. That's what the judgment card says. Straight up right there. Find a new career. If any of you guys have any personal questions, you can send me a $20 super chat with your question, and I will set the 20-minute timer, and I will pause the collective reading, and I will answer your question. But yeah, this judgment has been long in waiting. And it's not just the people that are in power. It's the people that do the witchcraft for them that are also getting in trouble. So I feel like, they need to preserve their money and just stop spending it on spells. There's no amount of spell work that's going to change the future. It's just not. And I know that voodoo's powerful, but it ain't that powerful. It's not more powerful than God. And from what I can see, God has been protecting you. Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, the Wheel of Fortune is now in our hands. You know what I mean? This is one reason why I find it so funny. I watched this little short yesterday, or reel, whatever they're called. I keep forgetting what the things are called on YouTube. But it was showing this lady that had 3 different Bibles, right? That were all said that they were the King James version. But in one part of the Bible, only one of them had this extra thing, and they had taken it out. Okay, they had taken it out of the other 2 Bibles. And these are really fucking old Bibles, like really old, okay? And the part that they had taken out, I don't remember what part of the Bible it came from, but what it said was that you can break curses, bad luck, misfortune, etc., and all of these other things through prayer and fasting and meditation. And I was like, oh, of course they would take that the fuck out. They want the church to absolve everybody of their sins, because if you could just go within and get past this stuff by fasting and praying and, making your own spiritual connection, then you won't need an outside organization. And so they took it out. But it was in the original, like the oldest one that she had. But yeah, crazy, dude. So you have the Wheel of Fortune here, which means that your fate and destiny involves you coming up. The moon, these people are going to go after these people fail with their demonic magic. Let's get the likes up, you guys, please, and thank you. If you could like the video, I would greatly appreciate it. If you could share this content, let other people know about it. Okay, it will really help. And remember, if you have any personal questions, you can send me a $20 super chat with your question, and I will pause the collective reading and I will answer your question. So these people are going to go straight to the moon. The moment that they're done realizing that this devil energy can't do anything for them, they're going to go straight to the moon, and then it's going to backfire on them. And it's not going to affect your guys' good fortune in any type of way. It's just not. King of Swords. Because these people, they're going to be judged by somebody that will bring this sword down on them. And they just need to understand that this is the way that things go when you've taken something too far. When you do too much, these people that had all of these years of committing these crimes and doing this illegal bullshit of grace and mercy over their life where they were not being punished, but they took advantage of it, and they continue to have the intention to take advantage of everyone. This is why they're going to be judged. The Star, because they want to remain the Star, but it's no longer their time. These people were never really stars. They're just fakes. If you have to go to the devil to become a star, you ain't shit. Like, I'm sorry. You don't have to do anything. It's part of your destiny and fate for you to be the star. This is why this is happening. So even though it seems like it's something so much bigger than you, it's really, it does have to do with the people like you and the people like me. The Hierophant. This is what I'm saying. There could be a Hierophant judge that's a king of swords that's going to judge these people. It doesn't have to be like a religious group or a secret society, but it does feel like it's the courts, the legal system. What people are experiencing is a rapid decline in health, beauty, and everything that they were getting from the devil. That's what they're experiencing. And they don't know what's going on. Okay, unless they have some type of psychic that they go to that can tell them, or a witch or warlock or somebody that can tell them, hey, this is happening because it's part of a bigger picture. Because for you to get fame, you had to sacrifice children and do all of this other weird shit and go to these other people and all this nonsense, where God actually has people that God wants to be seen, and they're going to be coming up. And this is a natural transition of power out of the era that it was in the Pisces, which is the energy of sacrifice and the hangman. And now it's in the energy of Aquarius, point blank period. Death. It's the end of an era, the beginning of a new one. This is what these people don't understand. I don't think anybody is intelligent enough to tell them that. They think that it's probably something other than that, but it's literally, you guys are claiming your star power. You're realizing that you have abilities. You're using these abilities and these talents and skills to create projects, to make money, to do good things for the world, to inspire people. And these people, there's nothing that they can do about it. They just need to accept that change is here. Queen of Pentacles, because you guys are going to be the people that are, you could be very sensitive to social or political issues. I'm not somebody that's into politics. I don't have the attention span for that. But yeah, if you are into politics, this is just showing me that like you would be somebody that people really like and would get behind. So if you're thinking about entering politics, it's not a bad idea. You're very dependable though, and you're sympathetic to other people and to political issues. I feel like, you know, this is an end of a fight between these people and their spell work, all of these people collectively, and their spell work towards the rest of the human population. You know what I mean? Your mom is an Aquarius sign. Yeah, and Aquariuses have both a water bear, they're the water bearer, but also, which is like what this person is doing, they're the water bearer, but they are also an air sign. So they've technically got two signs. Yeah, Aquariuses are really cool people. What else do we need to know about this situation that's like of importance? I guess as this transition of power, you know, happens and these people are put in the death. Oh my gosh, I just realized that. The death in the Four of Swords, this is a literal death. This is like a literal death. Damn, that's crazy. Yeah, the consequences for what these people have done are hitting them now in many different ways. Wow. So this is going to be the end of a fight with these stupid people. Two of Cups in the reverse. Oh my gosh. A lot of these celebrities could be getting divorced. And interesting. And people in power. End of a love affair. Jealousy and misunderstanding. Love dies. A lover is unfaithful and the other is unable to forgive and forget. Arguments jeopardize a relationship. The person with whom they are currently in a relationship is not their soulmate. No shit. That's funny, dude. So yeah, these people are losing things. Like I said, they're getting really bad karma. The Two of Cups in the reverse shows that they do not have a spiritual contract with the universe to be doing whatever this is that they're doing. Seven of Pentacles. And the tables are turning in your favor. They are. And I feel like people are going to be less, they're going to be more reluctant to buying things that come from these weird people. Like, literally. The Knight of Swords. Yeah, they have very aggressive energies coming towards them. That are going to be like, we want our pound of flesh, bitch, for all this shit that you've done. I just think that these people are insane. I really do. 8 of Cups. They're going to say, oh, they made me do it. They made me do it. I tried to walk away. I'm so sorry, but that's horseshit. These people willingly did it. They willingly did it so that they could have influence and power and fame. I'm going to say, oh, I tried to walk away. They forced me. No, I'm sorry, but nobody's going to believe that shit. These people have to literally walk away from trying to take up the limelight and take up everybody's attention. 10 of Cups. And you're over here having a happily ever after, totally not giving a shit. Happy Wednesday to you guys as well if you're seeing this in real time. Your right ear is ringing. That means, I think that means that angels and guides are speaking to you. They're giving you downloads. Oh, my shit died. I better go plug this in. Yeah, I think the left ear is about somebody talking about you, I think, and the right ear is getting messages from the divine. So also why, I don't know why that phone died, but like that energy of having no more power left is definitely a message. The 10 of Cups just shows me that you're going to be able to enter into a period where you have loving relationships. This Page of Pentacles could be a child that you end up having or that you already do have. This is like you paving the way for if your child is going to be a starseed as well, so that they can actually be in the limelight and not have to, you know, do this crazy shit. So just think about it. It ends with us, but then the next generation is going to be free to be creative people, to be stars, to be, you know, loved and seen and all of that stuff. The sun, light workers, children. This is what I'm saying. The children are the most important thing on the planet. They need to be protected above everything else, just to let you all know. They're going to be the future. So I don't know why anybody is like still in this let's sacrifice children thing. No, stop with that shit. Children are a blessing. It's very offensive to the divine realm. It's just, it is. What else do we need to know? I feel like you guys have got the gist of it. There could be like a lot of people who are authorities that get caught up as well. 9 of Cups, anybody that was looking the other way and taking bribes and shit, those people are going to get caught up as well. You're getting your wishes fulfilled because you're in the light. The star and the sun, that's basically the light in the sky. So I feel like things are, you know, things are going to be really good for you. Also, you could be entering into a loving union. You could be drawing in a new love union. The world, you could be drawing in a new job, or you could be meant to be world-renowned star. And that could be part of your destiny. Absolutely. I'd rather have you guys be famous people than these ones that are already famous. Yeah, you could be getting ready to change your residence or job. Like, change is inevitable, and it's something that's going to happen no matter what. You can either fight it or you can go with the flow and allow change to happen for you in a good way. Ace of Pentacles, because this change is going to put you in a position to where you can make a lot of money. And there will always be people that need you. Just know that. When you're meant to be world-renowned known, it's for a reason. And this is why I feel like the fake people are being pushed out of the way, because they were false prophets and false people. And, you know, we're not going to do the same rituals that they were willing to do. Let's get the likes up, you guys. These people have to walk away dissatisfied, disappointed, and they're in the 5 of Pentacles, which means they don't have a home either. These people could be losing their properties. Maybe they don't, you know, maybe they have to leave America. That's kind of like being outcasted. Interesting. The plot thickens. The funny thing is, though, that these people are going to be looking at the collective like, wow, I want this Ace of Pentacles, that the collective, this money, pennies come from heaven, money that comes from God type thing. This is how these people are going to be feeling. I have nothing that they will buy now. They are not going to be able to take your guys' money like that. Seriously. Not like they were. It's all shifting. The Lovers. I feel like your love union could involve a lot of money. It could involve somebody who also is very, very wealthy. These celebrities are using divination. They are trying to spy. But, you know, what are they going to do? What are they going to do about it? I'm seriously, what are they going to do? They can watch all they want, but I guarantee that they should be more concerned about who's going to kick down their door. They could be going to intuitive people, watching intuitive people. Their downfall is inevitable. You can't get away with doing bad things forever. Six of Swords. These people, they could be trying to use hush money or silence people or get victims not to talk. All of this is going to backfire. These people are going to have to go to court. They're going to owe. And all the things that they come up with, all of these excuses to not go to court, nobody is going to be buying that shit. They need to go in for questioning. Duh. I think that you guys are about to get involved in a project that could very well lead you to your intuitive partner here. Four of Pentacles. You have a natural intuition, a natural gift from the Most High. Let's get the likes up, you guys, please, and thank you. If you could like the video, I would greatly appreciate it. It really helps this platform. It helps this content being able to be seen and known about, and it fights against these people, these bots and these fake people. So if you guys could support me back and like the video, share this content, I would greatly appreciate it, so that these other people don't get to win forever. Now it's our turn. And we waited longer than we should have had to, but I'm glad that everything is happening in divine time. You know what I mean? Five of Wands. You're welcome, you guys. I love you so much. This competition, they still look at life as a competition. I don't know why all people can't succeed. Like, what is wrong with that thought? These people are experiencing obstacles that they could have never dreamed that they would have to go through, especially when it comes to court. They're going to be subpoenaed and they need to answer for whatever. And maybe they're having to sell a house or whatever, magician. But just know that you standing in your power, you are protecting your gifts and your abilities, so that these sharks, these snakes, these serpents, these dragons, these weirdos. And I take back dragons because I love dragons. I also love snakes. I don't really like sharks though. No, thank you. But what I will say is that these people, rats, I don't even know what to call them. These monsters, they will be out of the way so that you can literally create whatever this is that you came to create. All right. And you won't fall into their traps. You won't have to be victimized. You won't have to be shunned. All of this stuff is happening to these people. Ace of Cups, because you're loved by the Most High and you love yourself. You're filling your own cup of love and the Holy Spirit is filling it with you. These people think that what you're doing is magic. It's probably not even magic. It's probably just positive affirmations. You know, maybe you wear crystals. Maybe you have a couple crystals. Again, crystals are not the 100% answer. I would go within to the energy of God. That's your higher self. That's the answer. But crystals do help. They're minerals. You know what I mean? They're of the earth. They help until you can work through the issue. That's what they're doing for your system, by the way. They're helping your system acclimate energetically, so it gives your mental and the rest of you time to work on the issue. And then you'll get to a point where you don't need the crystal because the issue is gone. But it'll still be nice to have it. You know what I mean? I swear. My ears are getting hot for whatever reason. somebody is talking about me or this or the same thing. Maybe somebody in another dimension is talking about the same thing that I'm talking about. Two of Pentacles. Yeah, you guys are about to get a news that a very big fight was over. Something ended, closing a cycle for you guys. King of Pentacles. There may be a King of Pentacles that wants you to sign a contract or a deal. Don't sign this contract. These people that are spokespersons for whatever pretended devil, because again, it is not actually a devil. It's whatever the fuck these people are working with. Baal or Malak. Whatever they're working with, this King of Pentacles can't make anybody any more deals. And they want the new people coming into the industry to make deals with them. No, it's a time for a change. This is what I'm saying. It's not going to happen. Two of Wands. You guys are creating new projects. You're seeing the world as your oyster and you're taking action towards your goals. You know what I mean? Like that's real energy rather than just paying a fucking bot to push your shit or to give you followers. Like seriously. You don't have to do any of that extra shit. You're also acting decisively when you get this message that, oh, okay, this is over. These people are done. Now there's a vacancy in, you know, culture where the culture is going to be wanting to consume things that are not toxic, don't have that toxic undertone to it. You're divinely protected, you guys. You need to know this, that your ideas, your future endeavors, your past, present, and future, technically there's only the moment now. But again, yesterday was the moment now. Tomorrow's going to be the moment now. And right now is the moment now, because that's where our consciousness is. So everything is what? In the power of now. Connecting with God is now. You can do it in the future. And you can even change your past by connecting with God. But it's always going to be now. That's the power of now. You guys are divinely protected. Your projects are protected. Your ideas are protected. I would still not share them with people until you have them fully developed. You know, and just know that these people are going to be looking for redemption. They're going to be coming up with all of these like, oh, I'm chosen or I'm saved or whatever type things. Don't buy into it. Don't listen to people's lies. If you hear a celebrity trying to defend their shit and they're just completely lying and you know this because you can tell, don't listen to it, because that's just like, you know, allowing toxicity to feed into you. Be aware of what you're consuming at this time, both physically and metaphorically, like TV, and what you're believing. Because just take for the example, the jelly roll thing that I got deceived with and then was corrected on today. And this is why it's dangerous to have blind faith and to not question things and to just believe whatever is pushed out there. You know what I mean? Use your intuition. If something tells you that the information is not accurate or that it's not right, then just listen to that. But yeah, I'm glad that I was corrected. And it just reminds me, you know, to not just believe any old thing that I'm shown or told. And to know that there is something more. These people are in the tower. This King of Pentacles is in the tower because they made their money off of making deals with people, with the devil, with whatever this energy is that these people work with. They've got to get rid of this old way of thinking and old way of being, because it's just, you know, you're protected from that. You're not going to take any type of fucked up contract for any amount of money to sell an eternal part. Like, it doesn't even make sense to me. We can't even sell our souls. We didn't create them ourselves. So, but these people, what they're selling is time. They're selling a certain amount of time that exists beyond this lifetime. I feel like, well, first of all, if there's any contracts, deals, or soul ties or anything else that's related to that in relation to selling the soul to the devil, this life, past life, future life, we cancel that. We cancel, delete, rebuke, erase, reverse. God, thank you, because it's stupid anyways. Thank you. So if there was anything in question going on, because these people act like entitled to everybody else's natural gifts. I'm serious. They're not. Knight of Pentacles. These people, they've got to sacrifice this delivery system, this contract agreement, all of this shit. They just need to let it go. Need to let it go. They need to let it go. And be realistic about it. Being realistic would be like seeing the grace and mercy that they had over their life while they did all this shit, sacrificing people to the devil for fame and clout. And what a petty, vain thing to sacrifice a human life for. That's so fucked up to me. Temperance. You have Archangel Michael protecting you. What are these people going to do about that? They're not getting through this angel's protection. They're also not getting through your divine intuition. And don't think that the whole world is fucked up and corrupt, because that's not true. You know that you're a good person. You know I'm a good person. There are people here that are not on the bullshit, okay? And there will become more. People will be waking up. 3 of Swords. Because these people, you know, they betrayed themselves. They really did. They're trying to avoid being hurt, but it's going to happen no matter what. I also get that you guys can balance your own energy. You have good management skills. You know, you should be seeking position to be a manager or a boss or a CEO or whatever of whatever this is that you do. Go all the way to the top. Don't let this fear of this past crap make you think that you have to do anything moving forward. Okay? 3 of Cups, because you will have an abundant harvest, popularity, friendships, loving people, no matter what. And it is protected by Archangel Michael. Anybody that wants to negotiate, they can take it up with this angel. I'm serious. Because these types of battles are not our battles to fight. I really feel like the work that we're doing, we're unveiling, and God is unveiling the work that was done and is removing all of it from the general population, because God actually does love us. The energy of God is very loving and will save us from things that are not for our highest and best good, you know. But what God won't do is fuck with people's free will. So people can make their own choices. 10 of Swords. And if their choices lead them to the 10 of Swords, that's on them. Again, taking the judgment out of life, things are not inherently good or evil. You just have to look at it as either in alignment with my higher self God or not in alignment with my higher self God. That's the way I would be looking at it, and stay neutral. But knowing that thoughts and beliefs and things and actions and stuff that are not in alignment with higher self God, those are the things that people call evil. But for you to figure out what's for you and what's not, if it's not in alignment with your higher self, which is your highest purpose, your soul, your divinity, that aspect of you that God has kept separate and preserved so that you can have many lifetimes all at once and have a very huge experience. So this is what I'm saying, is you just have to understand the eternal part of you that you still have access to. You still are connected to this part of you. It's just, if the connection is not fostered or focused upon, then it will sometimes fade away. And that's okay, because there will always be something that comes along in life that causes us to reestablish that connection. And I do believe that. I do believe that. Maybe it hasn't in the past, but it is moving forward. Because once you learn the truth of God knowledge, once you break out of the matrix and you learn that, you can't go back to an old way of thinking. And why would you want to? Because this is so much easier. 3 of Pentacles. You have a whole soul tribe community of people that need you, that need your assistance. Let's get the likes up, you guys, please, and thank you. Show your girl some love. But yeah, you've got a whole teamwork makes the dream work. You have a whole community of people that will back you in your decisions and in your choices and in your desires and in your dreams. 8 of Wands in the reverse. These people, it's a bad time for them to make major life changes. It's like the crossroads being thrown upside down. Yeah, situations have a way of working themselves out. Exactly what I'm saying. for these people. It's going to work itself out. Too many factors are pending to conclude a project. They don't realize that they're missing an important piece of the information that could affect their final decision. Duh. The answer is no. God got involved. That's the missing information that they don't have, is that yes, there's a higher power got involved for everybody. So for everybody's highest and best good. Three of Wands. And whatever you're working on for the future, dreaming of, envisioning, you're going to be free to move forward and pursue that. You're not going to have to join any type of cult or coven or sacrifice your innocence or your purity or your good heart or anything like that. You'll be able to live your life. And if fame is something that you really want, I mean, the Six of Wands hasn't come out yet, but Five of Cups, look, these people, they're already regretting their choices, crying over spilt milk. They made really stupid alliances, I can tell you that. Two of Wands, and they're blocked. Even though they're regretting their choices, these people are still blocked. So I would, just pull your energy and your power back from these people. Okay, what else do we know? Well, what else do we know? What else do we need to know, I should say? Queen of Swords, use your cutoff game. You know what it's like when you're up under a spell, and then when the thing clears, use your cutoff game. I don't feel like you guys are emotionally weak people, which means that you'll be able to just sever connections to anything that's not in alignment with your highest and best good, aka your higher self, God. I feel like you're going to be able to figure out through, the process of evaluation, what things make you feel the best. Does meditation make you feel good? Does prayer make you feel good? Does, jogging make you feel good? You're going to figure out a system, if you haven't already, that helps you regulate your nervous system and everything else that goes along with your body and your spiritual self as well. I literally get that. It's just like I tell you with the God technique, the more that I do that technique, the less gap of consciousness that there is to fill in. Knight of Wands. Yeah, there's a lot of people that are being affected by this shift of power and this major change. So, but it's for the highest and best good. That's what people need to know, that it's like literally for the highest and best good of everyone. Justice. And it is justice for all the souls that were sacrificed. I mean, there's got to be justice for that. And anytime in any other life, if we ever sacrificed anybody else, or if our ancestors did, we repent for them and we ask for, divine grace and mercy to be shown so that that situation doesn't continue to repeat. I would always address straight head on the actual pattern that's flowing through time, and then be like, okay, we're agreeing as a higher self, as a full being, that is, and we're not judging, we're just agreeing that that's not in alignment with higher self. Okay, so anything that is not in alignment with higher self, past, present, and future, we cancel and remove, and now we choose things that are in alignment with higher self, which would be like justice. Page of Cups, because we're not going to sit around worshiping clothing and feeling like, oh, thank you so much, Kiwi Kid. Feeling like you have to have the best of everything. I feel like you are going to have the best of everything. The things that are actually important, which may not be name brand clothes, or it may not be, whatever people obsess about, like Balenciaga, whatever it is. King of Cups. These people are going to be advised, but they're not going to listen to wise advice. I feel like they're basically doomed. They really are. The rest of the collective is going to remain stable. Nine of Pentacles, stable, able to stand on your own 2 feet. So I feel like this transition of power is a good thing. It's going to help a lot of people. It's a change of how things used to be, but it's not going in a negative direction. It's finally going, even though we are at the end times. I mean, it looks like that, but all the end is a beginning somewhere else. And it doesn't even mean somewhere else. It's just consciously, like vibrationally. The Emperor, you guys, you have mastered something. Yeah, it's so meant to frustrate you, but you know what? Like you're going to get through it. I'm going to get through it. Once we master it, it won't ever happen again. And when you release it mentally, it goes away. Some people think that like to heal, they have to go through the same, that they have to bring up the emotion, feel it, process it. That's a belief. No, you don't. You can release things with not having to go through them again. King of Wands. There's going to be a lot of people coming together, to give these people advice, but they're not going to take it because they feel like self-preservation means that they have to betray others. Anytime betrayal is involved, you have to understand that all of that whatever was done will come back to them. And it's only a matter of time. It's not our job to like be sitting around and waiting for people's karma to hit. Just know that it is hitting these people. They're going to have to go to a funeral. Well, the fact that how many funerals they've not had to pay for out of the people that they sacrificed, these people are going to have to, they're going to lose something very precious to them. And I feel like it's this contract with the devil. That's why the Two of Cups was in the reverse, which is the contract card. It's like, no, this is now not acceptable and it's over. And they're like, but the devil said I had this, this, and this. The devil's lied. Duh. Surprise, surprise. It was always going to do this shit, though. It is. The more it's sad, the more that you deserve name brand items. Yeah, they're all named after different gods. Well, you know what? I feel like when I was in Las Vegas, that I was in like this mall. There's many malls there, but I was in, and they connect to the casinos. I was in this mall and there was like, I couldn't tell you the names of them now, but Balenciaga was one of them. There was like these really, really fancy, like so fancy that I don't know the names of them, but like really fancy shops in there that were next to each other. And you're not allowed to go in them unless you're like really rich or something, but the shops, some of them only had like 4 or 5 purses in them, like just really weird. Anyways, yeah, I was seeing how in some of those shops there was demons and some there was not. And I was like, I wonder why the negative energy and the demonic entities are here in this store and then not in this other store. Oh, it was in Caesar's Palace, the shops there. But yeah, I was like, I kept noticing that every time I went into that area, I kept noticing that energy being very, very destructive and just scary. And it was in Balenciaga. And I'm not dissing Balenciaga. It's just that's what I picked up with my psychic ability. Just being there, I felt very uncomfortable while I was there. So I tried to clear it. But, that whatever they're doing keeps creating it. The thing is, it's like you can help people. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't force it to drink. I mean, there's probably ways you could force it to drink now that I think of it. But you get that saying that like there's some people that you can help, some people that you can't help. If you guys are struggling with low vibrational energies, okay, you can take a bin of hot water. You want to make it really hot, but not hot enough to burn yourself, hot enough to like open pores. And then you can take some Epsom salt, like half a cup of Epsom salt, add it to the bucket of water or bowl, whatever you choose. It's got to be big enough for your feet to fit in. And then you take a half a cup of apple cider vinegar, you pour that into it. And if you have lavender or ginger tea, you could brew some of the tea and then pour that into this mixture and put your feet in it and just soak. Because I was shown I was shown on something that I saw that a doctor was talking about this health remedy because it opens the pores and the lymph nodes in the bottom of your feet. And you know how every part of the foot it maps a part of the human body. So like your toe means your head and other stuff like that. This opens all of that and it starts to pull the heavy metals out. And so this combination is a really good combination. But yeah, you can do that. Also, if you guys feel like you've touched something and you have something on you, you can take like a couple tablespoons of salt and a couple tablespoons of baking soda, mix it together, and then put a little bit of like vinegar in it, just to make it into a paste form. And then you take that and you just, you like do a hand mask, you scrub your hands with it, and then when you're done, you can even add more vinegar if you feel like it's something that's real negative, with a little bit of warm water, or you can just rinse your hands. I think rinsing them would be fine. But yeah, you can rinse your hands off, and basically whatever you've touched, that energy is removed fully. Those are two things that are like physical remedies that you could do if you can't take like a spiritual bath and you just feel like, oh, my energy is so gunk today. Okay. And so there will be some days like where you go through activations and you do feel kind of strange. And when the planets do different things, it causes weird effects. So just know that, always go to your doctor first if you feel like something is wrong. But if you find out that if you were to go to the doctor because you had a migraine for a week and a half, and the doctor does whatever the doctor does and says, well, we don't know what's going on. Okay. Secondly, I would say, because this may be for some of you that have headaches. Secondly, I would say, that maybe you need to drink more electrolytes. Sometimes I will have the worst freaking headache, and it's because my body's been depleted of electrolytes. And then after I drink a couple sips of Gatorade, that headache goes away. And it's like, wow, holy shit. Like, it's wild how that works. But that would be one thing I would look at if the doctor doesn't address that. But if you were to go to the doctor and to say, oh, I have all these symptoms going on, and they do all this testing and they can't come back with anything, then it's most likely witchcraft. And other people will say the same thing, what I'm saying as well, because it's true. It's most likely witchcraft or something supernatural or spiritual going on. So by you going home, and like if that were to happen to you, going home and being like, okay, whatever this physical issue and manifestation is, it's got a spiritual thing behind it. What needs to be done so that I can clear that thing? If you get intuitively that going on a fast will help, talk to your doctor, go on a fast. If you feel like, exercise would help, it'll be a different answer for each and every one of you. But the fact that you'll be asking is an important thing so that you can do something about it. You know what I mean? You can get the truth of God. And I talk about this book a lot because there's a lot of things. I used to sage all day continuously. It was so bad for my health, you guys. Like, holy shit, I was having to sage all of the time. And through using the truth of God, the God technique, being able to rise above, now I can clear things on a level to where I don't have to sage anymore. And if I want to burn some incense or something, then that's cool, but I'm not having to sage. And I never want to go back to that phase because that was just shit. And it was bad for my health. So remember, the links to these books are in the description box below. The Truth of God, it's an advanced intuitive living workbook. The God technique gives you the ability to look out through the eyes of God and raise your vibration from being in your ego to being in your God self. It also gives you the ability to do the joy versus anger technique, which works on clairsentience, and it develops a yes and no answering system. So you could be asking questions immediately and getting answers back. And then the 1 to 10 ratio is when you see me looking at something compatibility wise between 1 and 10, how that works. It'll teach you how to actually do that. And then the mind technique gives you the ability to question and get rid of, well, it gives you the ability to gain control over the mind. There's even a chapter on controlling the mind, but you gain control over the mind, and then it stops using you like a tool and you start using it like a tool. And so then you can get rid of the mental and emotional baggages that you have that's creating whatever you're experiencing, which could be beliefs from another lifetime. Who knows? But the link to that book, and this is why I tell you guys to get it, because it changed my life and I use the techniques in it every day. And it helps me progress. Like I said, I used to have to sage all the time. Now I don't have to sage. And I would never want to go back to that. So the second book I'm going to talk about. Oh, I love you guys and appreciate you so much. Thank you for liking the video, you guys. This is the book that I wrote with Visago and God and the Holy Spirit. It's called Visago Tarot Card Spreads and Spells. And this is the book that's going to teach you how to learn, if you want to learn to read cards for yourself and for others, Visago Tarot Card Spreads and Spells is a thing. for you. All right. Why? Because Visago is a very in high demand spirit. He's an Ars Goetia spirit that King Solomon worked with. And Visago existed way before tarot cards did. But Visago maps the human consciousness and the human experience. And so he studies it. And so forever, basically. So when tarot came along, and I wrote this book off of the original Rider-Waite tarot deck, Riderwaite. There's a link that you guys can click on to a deck, and it's like $10. But yeah, it's got the descriptions. It doesn't look exactly like this, but it's got this picture, and it's just got a different color around it, and then it's got the descriptions on the card. You want to go ahead and get the cards that have the descriptions on them so that when you're reading the card, you don't have to go to another book. So this book starts off with a 14 zodiac tarot card spread for each of the I included a 14 zodiac tarot card spread because the 14 zodiac system is better than the 12 system. So inside that, you'll pull one card for your south node, your ego, and one card for your north node, your destiny. And then it'll give you information on how to step into your north node from your south node. And this is going to teach you how to become a reader. It's going to teach you not only how to read for yourself, which is very difficult, but for others. And the spell for that, for the 14 zodiac spread, is to step into your own destiny. I'm going to read a position from, I think, the High Priestess. Okay, so the High Priestess is the number 2. The answer for that card is yes. Every tarot card has a yes and no answer, or yes, no, or maybe associated with it. So the High Priestess is number 2. Answer is yes. Zodiac is Cancer and Taurus. The High Priestess holds both inner peace and strength. The High Priestess is a card that tells you that in the upcoming days you will be preoccupied. Psychic, intuitive, and spiritually driven prophetess. The High Priestess does not overreact. She remains calm and sure of the outcome. She is a beautiful, mysterious, yet unattainable woman. So everything that you see on the High Priestess card, because I wrote, we created a tarot card spread for each of the major arcana cards. So everything you see on this High Priestess card, there's a position for in the tarot card spread about her. So position 1 is the crown of alchemy, which is the crown that's sitting upon her head. Above the head of the High Priestess is the lunar crown of alchemy. The card pulled for this position will give insight into the unconscious mind, the power of the lunar cycles, night side magic, psychic intuition, prophetic messages, and dreams. You will gain insight into how aligned you are with the lunar energies, magics, enchantments, lunar spell work, and with different cycles of the moon. In the card for this position, if you were to pull the Moon Tarot card, that would be a very big double confirmation. Also, if the card that you pull for this position is a yes card, then you can rest assured that you are in alignment with the lunar cycle of the moon. Position 2 is Boaz, the pillar of strength. This pillar right here is the second position. It says this card position shows where your roots come from and how deeply connected you are with your reality. This card can reveal core strengths, positive attributes, core values, morals, belief systems, and what pushes your physical drive to strive for what you really want in your life. If you are resilient, that will be revealed to you here. Where there needs to be more strength in your character and life, the card that you pull for this position can show you. If you pull the strength card for this position, you will know that it's a double confirmation in relation to the energies of the strength in this pillar. Okay, and then the High Priestess spell is to gain personal enlightenment. The Empress spell is for beauty and self-development. The Emperor spell is to obtain your powers. The Wheel of Fortune is to attract good fortune. The Star is to manifest your wish. The Death is to bring about endings and things that you want to end. So yeah, for each of the major arcana cards, there is a tarot card spread and a spell. And you can do these spreads and spells over and over again, as many times as you want for yourself and for other people. You'll always get new information and get a bigger picture of everything. That's why this book is like a portal. You can use it over and over again for just about anything. So in the back of the book, I have a compendium of knowledge of what it could mean when the different cards are coming out one next to each other. So if you were to have like the Hierophant or the High Priestess and the Moon, it's definitely going to say that it means something. So the High Priestess Tarot card is a spiritual practitioner card. The High Priestess is a self-initiatory and public initiation process. The High Priestess, if you pull the High Priestess, it indicates that you are a spiritual seeker. If you pull the High Priestess Tarot card in the reverse, you can rest assured that you're dealing with a dark practitioner of spirituality. If you pull the High Priestess Tarot card in the reverse and then you pull the Devil Tarot card, it indicates that the Dark High Priestess serves or worships the demonic. When you pull the High Priestess and pull the Moon Tarot card, it indicates that someone is working with the moon to spiritually possess you. If you pull the High Priestess and then pull the Hierophant Tarot card, it could indicate that the High Priestess has a teacher, coach, or mentor who is a Hierophant. If the High Priestess Tarot card comes out with the Strength Tarot card, it indicates that the High Priestess is extremely powerful. And it just keeps going on and on and on, you guys, but you get the gist. Check that out. Check the books out. The links to them are in the description box below, you guys. I've even put a link. I added a link so for the original Rider-Waite deck with interpretations on it. Okay, it's like $10. So I added that link for those of you that are like, oh, I just don't know where to find the cards. This is going to, both of these books are going to change your life in a major way and change your outlook. So it's a little bit of money, but you get the amount of help that you get from it is like 10 times worth it. All right, you guys, thank you for making it to the ending of this reading. I appreciate you guys for being here. Please like the video, share the video, comment, subscribe, tap the notification bell. If you see that hype button, hype the video. All right, you guys, I love you so much. God bless you and peace be with you. I'll see you in the next reading, okay? Have a good one.